Hey everyone, I'm back with another little video here. First of all, I just want to say I hope everybody's doing well during this crazy time. Um, for those in quarantine, pretty much all of us. I mean, I hope you're managing to make it through. And I don't know what to say much. I just hope everybody's taking this in stride. Hopefully, we'll get through this. Um, I hope everything will just work out fine. But yeah, I just wanted to start that off by just hoping everybody's fine at the moment. I just wanted to make this video. I've seen a lot of these types of videos online, especially on YouTube, about films I like, everyone else hates, or I hate, everyone else likes. So I thought, why not join the fun, So I'm gonna do three movies at the moment, and these are just my opinion. You can agree, disagree. I mean, I don't think they're bad movies, but I think they're really overhyped and overrated to a degree. Um, these are three at now. I might do a late list later on, especially ones that I like that everyone else hates. Um, but yeah, why not get in? These aren't really in any particular order. I don't think they are. I mean, I don't know, but at this time, here we go. We're gonna get started right now. Okay, number three, we have Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. You can see I have a couple other movies here, El Dorado, Joseph, but this came all together in a one DVD pack. I haven't seen these two in a while. I'll have to rewatch them sometime. But number three is, yeah, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Now, I know the reviews on this film are a bit mixed. Some really like it, some don't quite like it, and for me, I'm in that boat when I just don't like it. I saw it just recently after hearing some stuff about it, and I just don't find it all that entertaining. I mean, I find it's just boring. I find it just very boring to me. I know the film didn't do very well at the box office, which this came out in 2003, and people say that this, I don't know if it's Treasure Planet not doing well, that ended DreamWorks 2D animation for the time being. But I don't know, this may have as well, because I know this didn't do very well either. And I haven't seen Treasure Planet. I should. But this, I never got into it, really. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, I was watching it. It's like most of it's just exposition, and the characters are okay, but not really anything that entertaining, or don't really have much to them. I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, there's a couple decent moments, and especially everybody talks about what was it, Michelle Pfeiffer's character? What was her name? Hold on. Eris, that's her name. Eris. I know a lot of people really like her character a lot. I mean, yeah, she's probably the best character I think in the film. Um, I mean, she has like that factor to her, that really makes her fun to watch when she's on screen, and she's definitely the best part, I think. But other than that, the film, I find it's just boring. Just I never really understood. I know it's mixed reviews on it, but I know, like I said, I know it's mixed. The reviews are mixed, but I just don't care for it that much. It doesn't really have anything going. Nothing really clever in it or anything. But it's not bad, but not. I don't really get why. I know people have soft spots for it. A lot of people have soft spot for it, but I I, I don't understand. It's just not one of my. It's just very forgettable as well. You know, that's the thing. Going problem with it. I find it just dull. It's boring. It's pretty forgettable. The voice acting does well. The voice actors in it do well. I mean, who's in it? Brad Pitt, I think. Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't know who's in this film. Yeah, Brad Pitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Joseph Fiennes, Dennis Haysbert, Timothy West, Adriano Gianni. I mean, it has good actors in it, but it's not really enough for me to save the film. And I can see why it didn't do very well. And the CGI, like there's a couple CGI moments here that look so for 2000. I get 2003, but they look so very dated now. I'm like, oh, that. I mean, it's just jarring how fake a lot of the CGI looks in here. And I guess it makes sense, it's it's 17 years old. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, this film was. And I just don't get some of the hype around it. Coming in at number 2 is a film that I know it's regarded as one of the best comic book movies ever. But for me, I never got invested in it. And it's quite old too, is Batman Begins. Now I know I remember being a kid when this came out, and it was like really hyped when it came out. I remember hearing so much about it. I don't know if I saw it in the theater. I may have, may not have. This was 15 years ago, 2005. But I remember it was a smash hit when it came out, and I never understood the hype around it. I mean, it's an origin story, but I don't ever thought Batman needed a full-on... For an origin story, I think it goes on way too long before anything really happens in it. I mean, when I watched this, I've seen this like a handful of times, and I just don't understand the hype around it. Now, I agree, the sequel, The Dark Knight, is... I know some people find that overrated, but I find that far more enjoyable to watch than this film. I mean, that has Heath Ledger, rest in peace, Joker going for it. I know it's 2.5 hours. This is hour 40 minutes, so it's 2 hours 20 minutes, almost the same length time. But this goes on for me. It's really slow to watch, and I trudge every time I watch it. I trudge getting through it because of how boring I find it. The Dark Knight, though, I don't get bored with that film. I think I remember I saw that in the theater. I was never bored while watching it. I think maybe because of Joker, maybe Heath Ledger. He stole the movie. I agree on that. I'll give that to you. People who say, oh, because of Joker and Heath Ledger, everything with Heath Ledger. Okay, I mean, I can kind of understand that, but this doesn't really have anything going for it for me. I mean, the music's good. I agree. Hans Zimmer's score is really good. He's always been one of my favorite composers. The acting is good. I mean, Christian Bale... I don't mind the Bat voice that much. I mean, I get why some people don't like it. It's like, I can let that go, because I guess what's to disguise the voice. I can let that fly. Other other actors here. Michael Caine, I like. Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. He's good. Liam Neeson is good, I'll admit. And Ra's al Ghul, I'll admit his performance as villain does pretty well. Katie Holmes does well. Gary Oldman, Cillian Murphy, Tom Wilkinson. I know Scarecrow's in this, and he has some good effects. Now, who's Scarecrow? Scarecrow, Batman Begins. Cillian Murphy, that's who plays him. Some of the effects with Scarecrow, I'll admit, was pretty good. And they got his power down, how he can make illusions and stuff, like Mysterio kind of from Spider-Man. I always compared that. I don't know if there's any copying there. I don't know. But I didn't mind him. I didn't mind Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul. But the main problem is there's not really much action in this film. Dark Knight, I know people say what you want about the action in that film. Some people don't care for it. But that had way more entertaining fight scenes than this film did. And, I'll admit the scenes, for Batman's origin, it's accurate. I'll give it that. Like, they have the scene when his parents get murdered. That's a well done scene, and I'll admit that is very, very powerful, emotional, very heartbreaking. That scene's well done. I'll give it to that. That scene is really well done. Christopher Nolan, I'll admit he's not bad. I mean, I think he didn't. And the ending of this film, everybody knows with the Joker card. I'm like, okay, that's a cool ending. I saw this the year, I think, the year 07 before Dark Knight came out. I was like, oh, that's the next villain. But I don't know if it was already known by that point. But that ending was good. But overall, the film it's just mostly origin story with nothing really happening in it. It's not. And I get the film did well at the box office. That's why they did the sequels. I'll get to them at some point down the road. I like them better. I know people are mixed on Dark Knight Rises, a little bit more mixed on it, but some things I liked, some things I didn't like. I'll get to them later. But yeah, overall, I never really understood the wide appeal of Batman Begins. And I think Tim Burton's original '89 Batman, I think I enjoyed that much better. I mean, there are some origin hints in it, but I think that was well kept. Even on the phone, I'll talk about them another time maybe, but yeah, just Batman Begins, I never really got, I never got into it as much as other people did. But, that's my opinion on it. And it's not a bad movie. It does a decent job at Batman's origins, Bruce Wayne's origins, but I never really got the full-on appeal of it. So, number 2 said Batman Begins. Okay, number 1. I know this film is very acclaimed. And I know at the box office originally, it didn't do very well either. But I know it got like a following later on. I was too young to really see this like when it came out, but I was too young. I was like, I don't know, but I was too young to really remember it when it came out. And I know it didn't do well at the box office. Like I said, it gained a following later on. But I don't get why this film is so hyped up the way it is. I just don't see it. And I know I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. And oh man, this is hard because it's really praised. Okay, it's an animated film. I know it's really praised. And I just don't see it. I'll just say it. It's the Iron Giant. Okay, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. And okay, I'll say what I like. I like the hand-drawn animation. I think they use hand-drawn animation I like. I really like the setting, how it takes place during the midst of the 1950s, I think. In the midst of the Cold War. I like that setting. I think that was an interesting setting to use, the Cold War. I mean, that's good. That's cool, using the Cold War backdrop. But I mean, and the voice actors do well. Jennifer Aniston, Harry Connick Jr., Gavin Cloris, Leachman, Don Mahoney, Ewan Manetho, Christopher McDonald, especially the villain, he does well. Walsh. Vin Diesel does really well as the Giant, I think. But, I just watched this recently, and I didn't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it as much as everyone else does. I think it's really overly dark. And I get that's the point, in the midst of the Cold War. That was a hard time, I know. Very intense time. But I just don't, I know animated films, I mean, yeah, they deal with serious topics like The Lion King. That has serious tones in it, but I find it's more like undercut by a lot of more lighter scenes in it. That has a real good balance of tone in it. This one, it's all right at the beginning, like the first 10 or so minutes before the Giant comes in, and it had some funny moments. The film does have a few funny moments with the squirrel, in the shop with Hogarth and the guy with the sundae. He gives him the stuff to eat the rest from. I mean, that was kind of funny. But I mean, overall, the film, I find everything when the Giant comes in, everything after that, it's really like there's so many like really dark moments in this film that it's really I don't enjoy. It's just not enjoyable for me. It's too it's way too dark and somber, I think. And Hogarth, I know a lot of people like him, but I found him very, very annoying more than anything. And, there's especially the ending, the last 20 minutes or so, it gets very, very dark really fast. And I don't know why for some reason I just don't enjoy this as much as as much as a lot of people do. And I like the ending. You know, that was a nice ending. But I don't know. Yeah, the end. I don't know what to say. I just never really got the all the appeal of this film. That's the thing, 'cause I really want to like it so much. I want to, be in the boat that everyone loves it so much. And this is the special edition, but some of the deleted scenes, they're not really anything that interesting anyway. I could see that they were cut, and they don't. The scene. One scene that they said was cut with when it shows Hogarth's deceased father. I didn't catch that. Like they said in this film, oh, if you caught the when he was in the army, showing that he passed in the army, got killed in action in World War II, I think. I didn't catch that, and that would have been nice to include because I missed that. It wasn't until they mentioned it on in the special features that they said he got killed. You kind of already know he's dead in the film anyway. But I didn't catch that about that picture showing, him. So that would have been nice to, how it would have explained it. It's easy to miss, So I don't know, but. And then there's, a couple other, and then the one scene everybody talks about is, the Giant's dream sequence. That's a cool scene. I'll admit I'm kind of glad that was cut because it's more interesting when you don't know his origins. Like the dream shows a flashback, showing that he was part of an army or something. There's more of them. It would have just raised more questions and answers because you're like, were they all wiped out? Was he the last one? Why is he the only one on Earth? So it would have taken away the mystery, I guess, of the origins, but yeah, I get why that was cut. It wasn't. I'm kind of glad they cut it. It would have just bogged the film down more, I think. But yeah, overall, this film. I know, like I've seen a lot of films with dark, serious moments, like The Lion King, Bambi, another one that has some heartbreaking scenes, but they're at least enjoyable to watch, And they said originally this would have been a musical as well. Now I'm kind of glad they didn't go down that route because it would not have worked for this type. I'll agree. I can see why they didn't use it because it would not have worked. But I don't know why. I just don't find this all that enjoyable to watch. When I watch it, I feel like very hopeless, very somber, not in the good way like the other films I've said that have somber moments, but are, but have enjoyable scenes in them, like The Lion King, Bambi, as I said, two films. Yes, they have heartbreaking, somber scenes, but it's not like that throughout the whole movie, pretty much. Well, I didn't think anyway. This is throughout the whole movie. You have like intense, you have like real hopeless, like there's scenes that I just don't like all that much. Like like there's that one scene with when the train, he messes up the tracks, tries to stop it. They have like this real tense build up scene, like maybe he might save the train, but no, it crashes anyway. But you're like, what was the point of the build up if it just crashed anyway, And and I just find it hard to believe that, there's when they're in the forest, no one could have damaged the power grid or not plant, what is it? Grid station. And they don't hear him moving around, and they don't have like a search party looking. And they see all the stuff destroyed. They should during the Cold War, like the whole point of the film, they should know that something's awry, they don't hear him, like, they don't hear, like, any movement, like, they don't hear any, like, they don't hear, like, any giant sounds the whole time they're fixing the plant, they don't hear any sounds, and then the part when he eats the guy's car, which was kind of funny, but, I mean, like he doesn't hear it. I mean, the giant just took half the guy's car out and he just missed it. Like, I don't get how, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I find it hard to believe at times that, I don't know. Overall, the film, I find it just way, and the scene when, the guy chloroforms Hogarth, I'm like, that's real dark, that's a little dark. And I get, he's a villain. I like the villain, Christopher McDonald, but that was just like way too hard to. I think it was tried way too hard to be shocking. When it just felt like really and I mean overall. Then also they kind of the whole ending with the giant when he turns into the machine, the full on machine. Hogarth convinces him with the gun's bad. That's way really on the nose. I mean, a lot of people try to say, "Oh, it's an anti-gun movie." I don't know if I'd say that, but especially the scene that's really on the nose a lot was when the deer gets shot, and he says, "Oh, the gun killed him." But and then and then he says, and there's a scene when they say, "Oh, the souls don't die" and all that. I get the point of it, but I found it just real preachy. I thought it was real preachy, especially the guns when he said the guns kill, especially at the end when he manages the giant to turn back to its regular self. Which is nice, I guess nice, but real preachy, at least I thought. But, I mean, the ending is nice, showing that, that the ending was nice to a degree, but I mean, I don't know, the director, Brad Bird, who did Sinbad? Tim Johnson, Patrick Gilmore. Never heard of them. I heard Christopher Nolan. This one's Brad Bird, who ended up doing Incredibles, which I really liked. That was more fun, I think, as a film. Yeah, it has some dark scenes, but sequel not as good, but not bad. I have not seen Tomorrowland yet. I heard it was mixed. But overall, I mean, the voice acting, like I said, Harry Connick Jr., especially Jennifer Aniston, Vin Diesel, Cloris Leachman, I wish was in it because they had a deleted scene with her having more lines. Would have been nice if they left that in. Troy McDonald as well as a villain. Overall, I just don't find it all that enjoyable to watch. I just feel it feels just hopeless. Really hopeless, real somber, more depressing than anything. But, I mean, you can agree to disagree. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but it's just my opinions, so yeah, that's all I gotta say. I make another list some other time down the road. But, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Catch you guys later. Bye.